Welcome to Disky Football Talk. And today's game was Pirates against AmaZulu, and the match was 2-0. Pirates win and they go top of the table. So this is the post-match analysis, my post-match analysis of the game. So if we were to look at how Pirates played and how they approached the game, is that we saw that AmaZulu didn't, in the first half especially, AmaZulu didn't press. They gave Pirates time on the ball, and you could see that they allowed them to build up. There was a moment in the first half where even Sipho Chaine was pushed the ball up until the halfway line, and there was no one was putting pressure on him. So that was very interesting to see, and that goes to show how the game plan from AmaZulu was to give Pirates space, and they allowed Pirates to build up, And looking at Pirates, when they were on AmaZulu's half of the pitch, when they in the half of AmaZulu, they were building up with they had a 2-2-6 structure, which they had two center backs, two double pivots, and they had 6 players in the front line. And how they achieved the 6 players in the front line is that the fullbacks, which was Van Rooyen and Dion Hout, were the ones who were acting as the wingers. So they would push very, very high, and they would stay high, and they would be the wingers. And then wingers, which were Mofokeng or Apolis on the left-hand side, and then on the right was Maremi. They would tuck in and play in the half space. And off the ball, what we saw from Pirates was they also didn't press AmaZulu. They're also playing with I would say a 4-4-2 mid block with the 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and the 2 forwards was usually Mbutsuma and Mofokeng. And that was really interesting because you would think Pirates would is a pressing team, but if by watching today's game, you could see that they weren't really interested in pressing. They would just more, what can I say, they were more settled in the mid block. They didn't want to press really high. They would just let AmaZulu build up as well, and then once they reach the midfield zone, that's when they start putting pressure. And the goal from Relebohile Mofokeng was very surprising. I think this is his first time scoring with a header, that's what I'm saying, is very surprising, and a well taken header. I think the goalkeeper could have done better there, a little bit done better, but well done to Mofokeng for the header. And then for the second goal is that pass from Mahopa. It was not an easy pass, because he passed it through the legs of the defender, and then went to Mofokeng, and then obviously the finish was Mofokeng's technique is really good. The finish was, he hit the post and then hit the goalkeeper. And I saw at the end of the game they were it's an own goal, which was really surprising. But yeah, that was how Pirates approached the game. And for AmaZulu, I think they really disappointed me in the first half, because they were playing a 5-3-2, which was okay. I understand why he played who Atazwane played a 5-3-2, because usually Pirates when they attack with the wingers. They tuck in and play in the half spaces. So usually if you're playing with a back 4, there will be an overload in your last line. So having 5 is you match them up. You are able to, when you're playing with 5 defenders, the right center back and the left center back are the ones who are tasked to mark the players who are operating in the half spaces. So Moremi on the right, and who's this other one? I think it was Apolis, who was playing on the left half space for Pirates, were marked by the right center back and the left center back, and then the central center back was the one who was marking the defender. So I understand why they went with the 5-3-2. And then their game plan was basically in the first half was counter-attacking Pirates, and because Pirates were using a 2-2 build up when they were in AmaZulu's half. When they have a 2-2, that means with both fullbacks going high, the spaces are out wide for them too. That's where they had to counter. That's where the spaces are for them to counter. And by them, when they were trying to counter, it was very slow. So I didn't understand what was their plan. Because when you counter attack a team, you have to be quick, you have to be fast, but they're really slow. And they were trying to use the right wing back, which was Khatebe, and the left wing back was Hanimub. And they tried a few times with Khatebe. I think Hanimub was a little bit slow, but Khatebe was the one who was at least showing like he was more of an outlet for them, And then when they were on the ball, they used a 3-2-5 structure, and Pirates allowed them to build up, which was surprising. So I think they didn't have enough ball players for them to utilize the space. When Pirates give you space, you must use it, but I think they failed to use it. And then in the second half, when they started to make the changes, that's when they started looking lively after they conceded the goal, especially like in the second half, especially when that number 2 came in. Was it Makokolo or something? That guy came in and like had like a few good touches on the ball. I was like, why didn't you start with this guy? I was really surprised, especially like second half. Like all those young players that he brought on in the second half, those are the guys that should be playing for AmaZulu, because they are not scared to show up for the ball. All of them are showing up for the ball. They're calling for the ball. Like when I'm saying Makokolo, I mean that guy, like, he really surprised me. Like those few minutes he came on, like he looked lively, and those are the guys that should be like studying the games, So yeah, that was my post-match analysis. And then I will be dropping obviously I'll be dropping the full video on YouTube, which is for the full video of the technical breakdown. And then obviously I'll drop like clips here on TikTok, like always. I know I drop like clips, but the full video, if you want the full video, you can watch it on my YouTube channel, which is Disky Football Talk. Thank you.